It's September 5th, 2020, and I'm really pissed because I got the last day I hiccuped was Sunday, August 30th. So 5 days I had off, leading up to just this minute, 9:15 a.m. Saturday morning, September 5th. I'm on a new particular med regimen for GERD, and I started that the August 18th, Tuesday, and I started out really rough. And then I got these 5 days off, which is unusual for the previous month, but not completely uncommon. Early years ago, I used to get 5 days off in a row, and 3 times 9 days, but never past that. Great. It's the beginning of a probably 12-hour minimum. So it's September 5th, 2020, Saturday. Labor Day weekend. Just kind of having a little picnic on the beach. Well, the hiccups are calmer. It'll be more active. Then if it they dictate the day, actually, every day. So nice to have 5 days off. So it's 5:57, 6 o'clock p.m. Saturday, September 5th. The time that we're out, exhausted and getting too aggressive, so we need to come in. Like always. Controls our lives. Right. Most of the time. September 6th, 2020, 10 a.m. Just starting the store. Damn it. I stopped at 1 or 1:30 this morning after 16 hours yesterday. Now starting up again at 10 a.m. Sunday, the 6th. This sucks. What? These new medications suck. Not working. Sucks. God damn it, fucking motherfucker. Damn it. September 6th, 2020, 6 p.m. A lot of chewing spasms today. Serious when I was going on the board. So we had to go back for a little bit. Temperature really warm. your esophagus for GERD. I'm not sure if there's been much improvement, maybe more irritation. It's still too early to know. Keep taking, keep paying attention. But you would think you'd see an instant change to your positive for a new medication. For the issue it's focusing on, which is regurgitation. I had a really major fall on my board today too. Most of the 4 times since state we're in, I had falls major. That's years. But 3 since I had the electric board. So, my wrist and hand is sore. Left shoulder. So it's September 6th, 7th. It's Labor Day. Is it the 6th or the 7th? Robert? 7th? Labor Day. Just at like 4:50 p.m. We just came in from outside, and it's starting. So, good day. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna let this rule our lives. You know? Fucking bullshit. So it's September 6th or 7th, Labor Day, Monday, 2020, 40 p.m. Just checking. You get it?
Yeah. Cornbread's on there too.
Yeah. Oh. 4. Hiccups are. Oh, slow you down a little. Just got some barbecue at a 444 Lincoln. We don't have to move the car. It's holidays, Labor Day weekend. Or Labor Day. Today's Labor Day, September, I think, 6th or 7th, 2020. 2020. Oh, we're supposed to go to Rose. Ouch. Gotta concentrate. So it's 1:45 a.m. This started the worst, most torturing time it can possibly start at midnight on September 10th, 2020. I just rolled over. Movement hit. The biggest culprit. Any movement just comes from turning your head, which is what happened here. Shifting my body. Just try to calm it down. So I might get some sleep. Otherwise, I'm up all night. So it's 8:17 a.m. on Thursday, September 10th, 2020, and I started a new med regimen for GERD, acid reflux. I take one medication, the doctor added another, so now I've got two battling that, and started that on the 18th of August, and between then and now I've hiccuped 14 days of those. I did get 5 days off. Nothing is so usual that you would expect from a new drug to respond. You would hope to see some kind of change. I think it's actually gotten worse. Regurgitating like crazy. I just did. Right now I'm regurgitating. It's the drugs are supposed to help me not regurgitate, and so I've given it a good try. I'll continue for at least a month, but I'm not getting any positive response at all. And the kicker is I waited a long time for this prescription or any activity to deal with this, so it's a little bothersome. This episode started literally at 12:04 a.m. this morning. I was in bed trying to get to sleep. I was moving around a little, and that's all it takes, because a lot of these hiccups start by just movement, simple movement, especially bending over, like to tie my shoe. Big culprit. Anything bending up will cause regurgitation or hiccups, so, or make the hiccups, if they're existing in episode, much more aggressive. So movement, anything, just turning my head. This is what started it this morning at midnight. Just turning my head, and it's so that's been what, 8.5 hours now? So no sleep. It's just common with this condition. Rest is really hard. I tend to look refreshed. I don't know how that is. I come from the entertainment business, and so you work these long hours, and then you go from one production to another, and you don't get a lot of rest. You catnap, or make it. I just sit still, and that helps rejuvenate. But I have the training in making myself look more refreshed, more healthy than I am. It's just, it's always been that way. So when you look at me, or people say, "You look fine to me," you don't look like you've been through 5 years of torture, hell, to me. You get that. Then you show them some videos, and they're like, "Oh my god, jeez, oh my god, is that all the time?" It's like suddenly, visually, you see something that changes your attitude a bit. If I could put cameras on 24/7, I think people, even that know this condition and know how bad it is, would be really surprised as to what we actually deal with here in the house. Because I can't film it all the time, and I don't necessarily film the really worst times. I try to catch them. The choking spasms in particular. It takes a long time to get the phone on. There's so many things you have to do to get the camera camera up facing you. Make sure you hit the red button, which is not always. I think I did, and I find out I did. So choking spasms are really hard to get on camera. But they're random and just erratic and really frightening. And had a lot of those since starting this new med too, and those had come down a little bit. Oh God. This is miserable. This is just miserable. So, I worked 10 months under this condition in surgery, and they had had enough. And that's the medical field. They couldn't deal with it. And they were worried about my health, and they were worried about me possibly dying on their clock. So, you become a liability to companies. And they, because you have to disclose, and nobody will take somebody on like this because it's a liability. And the more movement I do, the more aggressive it gets, the more choking spasms happen. And anything can happen. Plus, it's just really hard. I mean, on the phone trying to talk like this, and it gets more aggressive. Especially when you're passionate about what you're talking about, or you're engaged with the conversation. The more excited I get, the more aggressive it gets. So, I mean, I think even since I started this video, it's become a little more aggressive. So, it's hard to describe because this condition is so erratic and changes its direction. It's got some stable parts to it, but it's constantly, every day you're faced with kind of a new situation. Especially with the choking spasms, because they're not always consistent the same. So when they're happening, you're first of all realizing you're in a choking spasm. And if you're in public, you're trying to avoid anyone seeing you or contact, because they don't know what's going on, and it's just a horrible sound when you're trying to get oxygen. I think you're choking on a peanut or something. And I'm choking on my esophagus tight, literally strangling, or that muscle restricting, I believe, and just not letting go until it wants to. This is just the worst torturing disability that nobody can help you with. So, pioneering something that, navigating something that nobody can tell you what to expect. That's why these videos, and because there's a group of us that are paving the way, just trying to get attention, doctors' attentions to put some energy and time into this. And that's what it really takes. In today's world, nobody really wants to take the time to study, because it takes away from patients, that can bill easily. This is really complicated. So most doctors do a few things. If it's not responding, then they don't quit on you. They just abandon. They just ignore you, and so it's an abandonment. So I have 4 doctors working on me right now, and as far as I'm concerned, they're the last ones. I've seen so many, and I'm tired of being tossed around. If these people cannot figure it out collectively, and they're on the phone together, so I'm paying 4 people at one time, then that's a problem. And so this is now under SSDI and Medicare. So I'm giving it a supreme shot. Not that I haven't tried before, because I've had multiple doctors working on this together before too. So, this is just ridiculous. This is not right. So, it's down below too. There's no stomach. See. It's just everywhere. So, your organs, your neck, my collarbone, my shoulders are so stressed. I'm just miserable. There's nothing fun about this. You're fighting for oxygen. It's just miserable. And this is year 5. In 5, I think. Started December 2015. It's now September 2020. I'm not perfect with math, but anyway. September 12, 2020. We're just getting ready to go outside at 3:05. And this is starting up this episode. God damn it. I'm laying still for the longest time. I have to wash the dishes. Fuck. September 13th, 2020. Sunday. It's 6:08 p.m. Let's start. Stop to 2 a.m. Start back up again. I forget when. Like 3 something.
It's a tragic loss. Colin and Jerry were PhD candidates, but already they were making major contributions.
It's been our whole lives. Yeah, you know.
As well as those that Donald Trump is trying to peel off. So
petition signatures to strip Governor Gretchen Whitmer of her executive powers to set these rules. Governor Whitmer is also being sued over her handling of the crisis. Meanwhile, graduate students at the University of Michigan are on strike from their teaching duties. They say that U of M is not doing enough to keep them safe. A letter from the university's president and provost calls on the grad students to continue
the way he really feels about his leadership.
This sucks. 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. all day. Not a sign of. I mean, I do get signs. I mean, I get little moments, but I sit still most of the day. Just sit still so I don't move. And then we start working out. Start working out. Movement cost.
than this book does. That the president was actually not telling the public the truth about what he knew about just how deadly and dangerous the coronavirus was.
So, can probably expect just 12 hours through the night, so no sleep. No sleep. Problem is, again, movement. I just doing triceps, just laying on the bench, with a 30-pound weight, and doing them behind my head. But it's just sitting up that started it. So I can't do anything. I'm afraid to move all day. I sit still, pretty much hardly move. It's a real I'm like becoming a prisoner within my own body. I am a prisoner in my own body. Movement is the culprit.
was true.
Fatigue
I
is
think one of the problems
killing me and killing my spirit.
is that you don't know whether
I'm a very
it's
active
true or not. You've got to report around
person.
to figure out
Always have been.
And Carson's well, we've heard
You know, gymnast as a kid.
Trump is rudderless. His own son-in-law
Uh,
says exactly the same thing.
work in the industry.
And Bob Woodward has it on tape.
From one production to another, very little rest. It was great.
All of the time.
Off and on since 1984.
He's going to end up. His
Worked in the
also says
circus with my partner for the last 8 years or 7 years. Very aggressive position, putting cases together, surgery, heavy instruments and stuff. I worked 10 months under this condition, not reluctantly to me, but reluctantly to them. They allowed it and then could handle it anymore because they just watched me deteriorate. I was afraid that I might die. In fact, one of the thoracic doctors has written somewhere, I need to find it, that the life expectancy of someone with this condition is 3 years. I'm in my 5th. I know others are longer, some are shorter, so I don't know how he determined that. But with this condition, it's extremely exhausting to the body. You know, people that don't work out or don't take very good care of themselves can easily cause, I would assume, death. Now we got COVID, and now the fires. So you got bad air quality, COVID, trying to dodge COVID, and then this issue. This is so frightening. But fatigue is stamina fatigue is just difficult. This sucks. Look at this fucking nut. Oops, excuse me. I'm trying not to swear on here.
Gene Robinson is an alternative to bailing out. And that is, of course, having many fewer people in that room, socially distanced, and wearing masks.
Oh, man.
The Rush Limbaugh State of the Union address. Bob Woodward makes the point in his book that in that
sucks, man.
address, which is
So it's September 15th, 2020. Tuesday, 7 p.m. All day long, I was dodging it, staying still pretty much the whole day. The only much of the movement I do these days is go pick up Robert from work. Sometimes we go to the grocery store, which I did earlier today. And very, very little movement because movement starts this shit. So here we are working out in the house because that's where gyms are closed because of COVID, and we're doing triceps, laying down a bench, 30-pound weights, and just sitting up with the weight, the strain on my stomach to get up. Started this. That's all it takes. Something simple. I mean, I've done 4 sets before that, and there's nothing. Sucks. I'm prison within my own body. It's not a life. It's not fair to my partner who is working 14-hour days just to accommodate the income that I'm not producing. So he needs to work longer hours just to get the overtime. This is just so expensive, to have a medical issue. It's just really expensive. I'm fortunate in so many ways that I've been approved for SSDI, which, as far as I'm concerned, or actually no, it's the first case documented for this condition. That took some work, which comes with Medicare, but before that, I mean, I share insurance through our work, but through his insurance, PPO, so that's been taking care of me, thankfully, for all these years. I mean, paying doctors' mortgages pretty much, doing nothing for us or making our life better, or this condition to any sense of resolution's actually gotten worse. Just getting doctors to stay focused is very difficult. It's because it's just a condition that's very complicated, and nobody else knows what to do, and doctors don't seem to be comfortable when they don't come up with the answer right away. And unfortunately, in today's society, nobody takes the time anymore to figure these things out. So here I sit day after day, struggling. You know, we got COVID going on, so you're dodging that. We got fires all over California with putting bad air quality out. Everything to do with breathing. And so I'm like battling so many odds here. It's really depressing. You wonder why you fight so hard, you got so many things working against you. You got doctors that don't call you or follow through on the appointments and the tests that they say that they want to do, and then where are they? Where's these tests? Or just everything. You have to. I'm a patient, and I still have to follow up. I have to keep pushing. I have to be that irritation patient, just to get a response. And then they charge a fortune. They get nothing. We get nothing. Just working 14-hour days just to accommodate the loss that I'm not producing. I worked 10 months into this condition and surgery, and it was not good. It's literally killing me.
Stacey Abrams is one of the producers of a new documentary now on Amazon called
Sucks.
The Fight for
And then we
Democracy.
got this politics. It's just getting really scary. So you just wonder what's the point? I mean, what's the point? You know?
Something had gone horribly wrong. The system is supposed to protect our democracy. It didn't work the way it was supposed to.
Things like new voter ID laws, purging. You're knocked off the roll.
And in the United States, the right to vote is the only right you can use. Simply for not using it.
I just feel like I'm saying the same things over and over again. Like a broken record. I don't know. I'm sorry. This is sad, just sad.
He's been attacking it relentlessly, and so there's still a very good chance Donald Trump will win Montana. I don't expect to hear him complaining about how mail-in voting works in Montana.
Look, I think first of all, the governor's done a great job, and I think the counties have done a marvelous job in adopting the mail-in voting models. I think we're going to see the same kind of turnout in November that we saw in the June ballot. It's going to be record turnout. I think the bottom line is, I don't think Donald Trump thinks mail-in ballots are people to vote. He only wants his people to vote. And I think mail-in ballots give an opportunity for everybody to vote. And put on top of that, we're in the middle of a pandemic. This is the time to utilize mail-in ballots so that people can keep themselves safe from this virus that is very real. And by the time it all gets here, it's going to be even more real, I believe, which is very unfortunate. But nonetheless, the governor's put forth some good policies, and the county clerks have
So you've gotten elected and re-elected as a Democrat in Montana. Steve Bullock has been elected as a Democrat statewide governor. He's not running for Senate.
September
as a
15th,
Democrat. Does the
2020.
political dynamic change for a Democrat? Is it more
7:39
difficult for a Democrat to win?
Fires this year, but nothing compared to what California, Oregon, and Washington have gone through and are going through. Forest management is always a big issue in the West. I don't care if you're in Montana or South or West. And I will tell you that there are some things that we can do.
This is what it's like when I keep it in, the pressure. Extreme, but the making noise is painful too. So it's a win. So lose.
Environmentalists, conservationists, recreationists that also
I can be quiet.
and they discuss what the challenges are and what the solutions can be. And they come up with some pretty darn good collaborative.
For a while.
We're going to have a hearing on tomorrow.
It's painful.
Called the Blackwood Clearwater Stewardship Bill. But the bottom line is, if you can bring people together, which is something this president has never done, by the way. But if you can bring people
September
together,
15th,
get at the table and talk about solutions,
2020.
you'll find out in short order they have far more in common than they have in difference.
Originated on December 9th, 2015.
That is the key to solving the fire problems in our forests in the West.
Senator, how lonely is it for you among Democratic senators when you're trying to talk about appealing to rural voters? And I want the audience to remember
Tests
that some
and
of the
drugs
senators represent the biggest states in
doctors,
the country. The
bills.
California senators, the New York senators have
This
a
is
lot of
what
rural
I have to
voters
show.
themselves. They have big tracts of rural voters. And I've seen New York senators pay an awful lot of attention to rural voters upstate. But do you find that there's a difficulty in getting your Democratic Senate colleagues to understand what it's like to be out there talking to those voters?
You know, I think they want to get out and do it. You know, Max Baucus taught me something early on. He said you got to start early because every minute you waste early, you never get back in the campaign. And I think that's the challenge. It's about getting as many votes as possible, so you tend to go to the more populated areas. But the bottom line is, people in rural America really appreciate when you show up. They want to hear what you have to say, but they also want to tell you what's on their mind too. And I think
The fatigue is so exhausting. I mean, this started 45 minutes ago now, and it's as if it never stopped. I had, I think, yesterday off. It just kicks right back in, so all your muscles just...
in the book publishing field, because his book Grounded is landing in bookstores today on the same day that
This
Bob
is
Woodward's
so
book
exhausting.
is landing in bookstores. Good luck
So
with that,
painful.
Senator Tester.
So irritating.
Pleasure to be with you, and we'll give them heck. There's plenty there for everybody.
So depressing.
Thanks very much, Senator. Really appreciate you joining us. We'll be right back with breaking news as residents of the Gulf Coast brace now for Hurricane Sally.
So I'm supposed to say subscribe if you like these videos and pass them or share them with especially doctors if you know of any. Or just share them to help get the word out of that hiccups is an extremely debilitating condition. And there are people out here that are really struggling hard and just to stay alive trying to figure this out. Click, like, and share. Subscribe. And, you know, I understand that you can really make some good money on YouTube if you have followers and they start playing commercials. So I could really use that to help pay bills. So thank you.